Alright, so today I figured I would show you how to do the monitor swap. I've never done it myself, so it'll be a little bit of a learning curve on my part as well. I expedited the process, also forgot to start recording. I took the brackets off the trimming brackets around. I mean, it's just a couple Phillips heads holding it. So you can go ahead and do that. And then next you're going to want to take out these screws holding the button or the arcade control if you got the aftermarket one or accessory. So go ahead and do that. Alright, now that you've removed the control panel up here, you want to disconnect it. Then you're going to want to take out the glass. Alright, next you'll want to do is you'll want to remove the 4 screws holding the panel in, which would be right here, right here, right here, and then there's one right down there, and it'll be vertical access. So don't remove the horizontal screws here because it's holding this here, and that doesn't need to be removed. Before you remove the screen, make sure that you unplug this connector right here. This is your screen. Let's see. This connector right here, right at the corner. Alright, now you're going to want to slide it out from the bottom. You might need to lift it up a little bit, kind of wiggle it around, and then it should slide out easily. Make sure you have nothing connected. It looks like we are okay, and then you can just remove it out. So there was one wire that was connected at the front of the screen, connected to the power supply. I may have ripped it off. I'm trying to figure out where it went, but hey, we're committed now, so we're gonna keep going. So here is the cabinet empty. The picture. Okay. So I've seen a couple models like this screen. They took the bottom off. I think it was Jersey Johnny had done that. I'm kind of basing it somewhat off of this, or off of his. I'm going to try not taking off that bottom bezel because it just didn't want to, and I didn't want to put too much pressure on the screen itself taking it off. So I'm going to go ahead and go without it and see if I need to take it off or not. Alright, so I went ahead and installed my little Dell small form factor PC with a 3060 in it. So I put some thick rubber, if I can grab it. So it's a thick rubber with a adhesive on the back. It's made by a company called Gasca Tape. So I put it underneath the PC in 2 strips, and then I put 2 strips on the power supply. So that way it's free. I can move it if I need to. And I'm a little bit more flexible if I want to do, like, you know, full surround sound, or if I need to switch PCs or whatever, quickly move it. But it's rubber. It's got some grip to it, so like if when I go to add additional speakers, or if I have the Dayton's full blast, it won't rattle any of the components, or at least it shouldn't, so that should help out a lot. So next you're going to want to, I ran the included DisplayPort, and then the power supply. Actually ran it underneath here for now. I don't know what I want to do with the power. Probably put a power strip over there. I don't have one right now. It's 10 o'clock at night, and I don't want to go to, I don't know, Walmart or something and go grab one. So that's for another day. But anyways, I ran these. This will get the full refresh rate. And then I'm going to bring the monitor over here, plug it in, drop it in, do a test, and see how we are before we start doing fitment and any modifications for fitment. Alright, so it took a few days to kind of figure out how to do this configuration, since the referenced DIY did not work, and then to get some additional parts. So what I did was I took a 5/8 piece of wood, I screwed it into the crossbar, and then I put in 3/8 by 1 piece of foam, and honestly it'd be easier just to do 1/2 inch wide, and I'll put that link down in the description, and you just double up so that way you can use it for the blackout trim. So I screwed that in, the 5/8 inch piece of wood into the cross beam here, the black piece, using 2 wood screws. Same thing on the other side, and then just put strips of foam to hold the monitor in place. I put my PC inside and plugged everything up, and I set it in. Like so. And then I took the side rail that was all the way across here on both sides, over here, and then I took them off and I cut it so that way each corner would still be there, so that way the blackout bezel could be mounted on top and screw in here, and then there's just the one screw hole to mount it to the cab. I set the angle to, I believe it was 11.5 on my digital level, but you could probably just guesstimate as best as possible, and then it'll just try to find its way, because I think it's a floating nut here, so it can move a little bit. And then I put on here, I ended up having to cut in half because I got a 1 inch wide, so if you got a 1/2 inch wide, it would work perfectly. The 3/8 foam, I replaced the old one for this, and I ran it across, and it ends up filling the gap. You don't want to double up on the monitor side. You want to have one on underneath the monitor and one here, because you have to kind of lift it, go in, and then down. So having it on the blackout bezel allows you to not scratch the screen at all, and it lets it install itself a lot easily. So I'm going to go ahead and install the bezel and kind of show you how it looks. Alright, so this is the end result of the upgrade. Kind of see that's pretty close. You can see that there's a small sliver of the monitor that's actually visible, but to me that doesn't really matter. I'm gonna see for comparison straight down. It's very faint. There we go. It's very faint to see. This side is completely clean. But yeah, this is my very DIY tutorial how to swap it. The reason why I went this route instead of taking out the housing again was to make it easy. If I ever want to upgrade the monitor, I can literally lift it out, or if I need to work on anything inside, I can easily lift it out and unplug it without having to make sure it sets properly or have to worry about damaging the monitor now that it's no longer in the housing or anything like that. It's super easy, lift up and work on it, and it sits pretty nicely with the foam underneath that blackout trim. Yeah, so anyways, that's my tutorial, and now if you follow this and use the materials in the description below, you can easily add it, especially since it's currently on sale for I think $230, which is super cheap, and the foam was like $10 or something like that. It wasn't that much money. So yeah, bye.